everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little more personal, something I never discussed before, but I get a lot of questions about, and it is kind of an important thing when being in a long distance relationship. I've had a few people message me on Instagram about this, asking for me to make a video about it. So today I did a poll on my Instagram at Monica Gardner the promo. Over 1,000 people said they wanted me to do this video. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This video is about how I told my parents that I was in a long distance relationship. For those of you that are new here, I am in a long distance relationship, and I've been in this relationship for over 3 years. I was 18 when I first met my boyfriend and when we first started dating. Believe it or not, Sam is my first boyfriend. I've obviously had like those like middle school relationships and stuff like that, but I've never had like a real boyfriend, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. When I was first going to the UK, I was actually going, you guys know the story, I was actually going to see my friend who goes to school in Edinburgh. Before any of that, like I was talking to Sam for 2 months, and I met Sam through a mutual friend. You guys know this story already. But I was talking to Sam on Skype and stuff for 2 months. He knew my family, like my mom met his mom through Skype, and like obviously my parents met him through Skype. Like everyone felt like they knew him, but I never actually said that I liked him or that he liked me. I think they knew that like we both liked each other, but never ever did any of us, including myself, think that this was going to become a relationship. I never told my parents that I'm going over there to see my friend, but I'm also going over there to kind of see what goes on with this guy. They knew I was going to the UK. You have to communicate with your parents, and thankfully I have the most amazing relationship with both of my parents. I could talk to them about literally anything. No matter how awkward or weird or creepy it is, I could just tell them anything. I'm very, very lucky to have parents that I could be so open with. But anyways, I felt a little bit like awkward telling my parents that I was going to see a guy that I've been talking to for a couple of months. So I basically just made the whole trip about my friend that I was going to see. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go see my friend. We're gonna go with a few of our friends to France, which Sam was part of that. So I go to Europe, I meet Sam. He asked me to be his girlfriend. You guys know that story. Bada bing, bada boom, we're dating. And I remember in that moment when he asked me to be his girlfriend thinking like, first of all, how is this gonna work? Second of all, how am I gonna tell everybody? Third of all, what is going on? So the first day I told my sisters, I have 2 sisters and a brother. I told my sisters because they're like my best friends. So I told them, hey, I'm dating him now. Like they knew a lot more than my parents did about how I really liked him and all that. But again, when Sam asked me to be his girlfriend, I wasn't expecting it at all. So if you're prepared for that kind of thing, then you'll have a lot more time. But I wasn't sure that we were gonna start dating or anything. Nobody did. I don't even think Sam did. I think like it was just like word vomit where he just asked me to be his girlfriend, and thank goodness, because look where we are now. I didn't like know how to tell my parents because that's very awkward, and it was like my first real relationship, like I said, so I didn't really know what to do, what to say. And so I think the way I told my mom was, I think I called her and we were just having a regular conversation about my trip, and then I told her how we went on a date and then he asked me to be his girlfriend. Her initial reaction was kind of like, okay, like cool, like I can't wait to meet him, and you know, she was very supportive and I really appreciate that. But I also feel like at the same time, as a parent, as a mom, she was probably thinking like, okay, I feel bad because nothing's gonna happen, like how are they gonna make that work? She's just a kid, she's 18 years old, like how is she gonna afford that? So there was probably a lot more in my mom's head going on than what she said to me. The way I told my dad was through text, because I was like, I'm daddy's little girl, so I didn't want to like, oh hey dad, yeah, I have a boyfriend now. I didn't know how to tell him because it's your dad. I don't know. I just feel weird talking about relationships to my dad. I don't know. Hey dad, if you're watching, love you. So how to my dad, I'm pretty sure I texted him and just basically said like, hey, so Sam asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes. And again, my dad was very supportive. My dad's always very supportive. He probably was not letting on as much as he was thinking. So if your parents are savage, mine are in some ways, but if they're very savage and will just say what they're thinking, then watch out, because I feel like as a parent it's very scary. Like it's really scary for your daughter to say that she's going to be traveling back and forth and she's going to be spending all her money on it and stuff. Like I was 18 years old. I didn't have much money. I didn't have our business that we have now. In the moment that he asked me to be his girlfriend, I didn't even know how I was going to make it work, because I didn't have like money. Like it was really hard to save up for that trip alone. But it was just so spur of the moment and I really wanted to be his girlfriend, so I said yes. So yeah, that's how I told my parents. My mom through phone, my dad through text. Feel free to message me if you need advice on what to say to your parents. I can make a whole nother video about how to afford a long distance relationship, but this was just how I told my parents about it. I'm gonna just give you a few tips. Yes, it will probably be intimidating to tell your parents you will be traveling back and forth to see a guy or a girl that lives in another country. 2, don't listen to what anybody says. We've both had friends tell us like, hey, just so you know, like, I don't think it's gonna work out. Like, I've heard people talk behind my back saying like, yeah, they're not gonna last. I give it like a month tops. Like, people don't really understand if they haven't been in a long distance relationship how difficult it really is. So that is a really big thing of advice. Just don't listen to anybody. Like, listen to your heart. No, seriously though, listen to your heart, because if I listened to what majority of people said at first, then I wouldn't be with Sam now. Long distance relationships are so hard and people just don't think it's worth it. But if you really love somebody, then you can make it work, which is exactly what we're doing now. If you don't like face-to-face, then don't tell your parents face-to-face. If you want to just call your parents or just send your parents an email, I don't know, tie a ribbon on your dog with a message and tell your dog to go to your parents, I don't know. However you want to tell your parents, just know it will be a little bit intimidating. It is, because as someone's daughter or son, it's a big thing. They're obviously going to be worried. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world at the moment. I've been a minute away when there's been a terrorist attack in London. I've been in Paris 2 weeks before another bombing. Like, it's scary out there, especially because I was so young. I was 18. My parents were probably very scared, because for an 18-year-old to travel by herself to a foreign country to meet someone they barely know, it's scary. Just hope it works out. And if you're in a long distance relationship, then I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I know you can get through it because I did. If you want a video on tips on how to afford a long distance relationship, or how I book my flights, how I find the best flights, like anything long distance relationship related, let me know, because I really enjoy doing these kind of videos, and just I've always wanted to be a voice for people. If me telling you my advice helps you, I would love to hear that, because I just want to help people so much. And yeah, so please let me know what kind of videos you want to see, any questions. Maybe I'll just do a Q&A on Instagram, I don't know. Another question that I got on Instagram today was how I started my 2 businesses, which helped me to travel and afford my relationship. If you want to see a video like that, leave a comment down below. I hope this wasn't too boring. I hope it wasn't all over the place. Well, it was, because it always is. If you enjoyed this, then let me know. And if you want me to stop doing so many long distance relationship videos, then let me know, because I feel like that's all I'm doing at the moment. I will see you in the next video. I love you guys so much. Good luck if you're gonna tell your parents that you're in a long distance relationship. Let me know how it goes. DM me on Instagram at Monica Gardner. I would love to hear how it went. And leave a comment down below also on how you told your parents you're in a long distance relationship, if you are in one. I just feel like you guys are my besties. I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.